All right. Okay. So we had a little technical difficulties. Let's see if you can hear me. All right. So what I like about this new session is now I'm starting to get things in place. I'm starting to understand the platform a little bit better, and hopefully these things are coming across a little bit more clearer. I I got my Razer camera connected, which is a good thing. You can see that it's very clear, which is a good thing, which is a very good thing. Very good thing. Very good thing. And what I've noticed is right now we have no views or have nobody viewing. However, but that's okay. That's okay. So, I actually didn't let anybody know that I was going to be performing this stream. Let me start recording. This way I have something to go back to. Yeah, that's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is practically start, and then I'm going backwards here, people. I really am. What I should have done was let some of the groups that I'm involved with know that I'm about to do this stream, but I prefer to give value. Want to give nothing but value. You know what, matter of fact, I'm just going to let it go, just go straight off the cuff and just like provide the value and provide this material in the best manner that I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get open up keynotes, so I have something where I can document some of the information that I'm about to provide you with. So how to level up to being a high value male or woman in 2021. Now, a lot of people say want a high value person. They normally think of people in those white collar jobs, but truth of the matter is you could be a high value individual even as a blue collar worker. And a little background is my father was a blue collar worker, and you would just look at him and you would see that he worked in construction. He was very athletic. He was built, and he had a lot of people, and he was a supervisor, and he used to work as a carpenter, and he used to work with people like Trump and some other big wigs back in the 70s and 80s. And if you were to look at him, you wouldn't think that he was high valued, but he made at least six figures, and this was back in the 70s and 80s. And he actually worked to pay the bills for the entire family, and he was able to raise all five of us. And my mom was a stay-at-home mom, so it is highly possible to live that kind of lifestyle being a blue-collar worker. So, but how do you level up to being a high-value male or woman? Okay, well, I left the forum open to really, in case anybody had any questions or anything like that. Let me get Zoom open. I just noticed that I did not connect the Zoom. Just in case somebody has some questions, they can feel free to just jump on and chime in if they agree or disagree with some of the nonsense that I'm talking about. So let me get that going. But while I get that going, how do you level up to being a high value male? And I just want to start there before I even start talking about women. So, what you need to think about is what is considered high value and once we define what is high valued, the next question should be, how do you get there? That should be the next question. And forgive me right now, I'm just trying to see my meetings, schedule meetings. Okay, I want to get this webinar up just in case somebody wants to just jump on. And then, all right. Okay, I think we're good here. We're very good here. So, I think that's opening. I think that is opening. That's opening. Okay. All right, so that's open. So if anybody wants to jump on board, has any questions, feel free to do so, do so, do so, do so. But how do you get yourself, how do you level up? How do you become this high valued? So what is high valued? Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure that I got everything in place. So it makes sense. Ooh, don't want that there. All right, so here we go. What I'm trying to do is how to make it high valued. All right, I'm about to do a little screen share here. All right. All right, here we go. So how to level up to being a high value man in 2021. This is a really good subject. So this is a really good quote. This is a really good subject because I want people to really understand the gravity of why this is important. So, like I discussed in previous videos, we noticed that a lot of things have been taking place. Okay, what I do? All right, all right. So, why is it that my face is being blocked out? This is very, very, very odd. Ooh. So I'm having technical difficulties. What is going on here? Where's that black line coming from? This is weird. It is totally... Man, what is going on here? This has never happened to me before. This has never happened to me before, but you know what? I'm just gonna run with it. Whatever. Things happen for a reason, and maybe this works out for the better. Okay, so what is considered a high value man? It's a man that has options. It's a man that is able to, that is a sought after prize inside of the dating world. Okay, so I'm not going to go into greater details about if the individual thinks he's a high value versus he doesn't believe he's a high value. The goal is to understand what is really the concept of high value. So let's really delve into what is high value and why is it important to be a man of integrity or to have kind of like, all right, what is a high value man? Okay, so this is kind of like Google's searches response to my question: what is really considered a high value man? So I'm just going to just read off according to this website and see if I agree with some of the information or I disagree with some of the information. So anyway, okay, 20 traits of a high value man. He commits to himself and to others. I absolutely agree with that. If I had to define, lump that up in a short one or two words or phrases, it will practically be captured in that same manner. A man he is honest, or at least is truthful when he says or acts a certain way. So if he tells you he's going to do something, he's going to do it. I believe that's one of the greatest characteristics that you can always have. So if you're lying or deceiving somebody, it sets the groundwork for it to be built on the deception in lives. So number one, I kudos to this person. I agree with him. He loves putting forth effort for a woman. To be honest with you, I have to agree that that is something important. However, maybe I would tailor that response a little bit, but let's read what it says because I don't want to take for granted. I, I understand the thought process of what's in the person's mind who created this information. Hold on. All right, so nobody's jumped on. Okay, so from the way he dresses for dates to the 15 seconds it takes him to make reservations, this guy puts effort in and takes pride in mastering the details. He never asks a woman what he wants to do. He asks her about her interests, likes, and dislikes, and then he plans for there. He also picks her up, even if it's in the car service or Uber. He makes sure that she is safe and protected. And those are great. Those are really great qualities to have, okay? And those are most definitely values that you must present. But I will say this: I'm not saying that. I would have to let's dissect that, okay? Let's break it down piece by piece, okay? You should always be cognizant of how you're dressing and how the world is viewing you. So taking pride in what you look like and what you do is very, very important, okay? And what I always say is there are four levels that are really going to help you level up. First is going to be you're going to have to adapt the right kind of attitude. Favorably, it's more important for you to have a more positive, upbeat personality. It's more of a studies have shown that it's more of an attractive trait. So that keep that in mind as well too. B is going to be your behaviors. So now you have the right attitude. Now you act a certain kind of way. So always keep in mind if you're happy, your mannerism should dictate you acting accordingly. Okay, so it's kind of like you dress for the job you want, or you dress for the date that you want. Maybe I should kind of like coin that term so nobody steal it. So I agree. He puts effort for a woman, but more or less he's putting effort into the end goal. So if the end goal is for you to court somebody with the intent of marrying somebody, you should be putting the energy into aligning with that thought process. So that's what I would kind of modify that statement towards. He puts effort into the end goal. would be kind of like what I would kind of wordsmith that to being. Okay, he makes plans and follows through. That goes without saying. That kind of like lends itself to the honesty or integrity. So number three, I'm totally on board with. Don't need to read that part of it. Okay, he calls and doesn't rely solely on text. Abso-freaking-lutely. You remember what I talked about? Attitude, behavior, communication. I know that a lot of people nowadays in society they're kind of like relying on this texting because people are afraid of jumping on a call, and there's a lot of things that are factors that need to be considered when you jump on a call, because now you could pick up on the intonations of somebody's voice. You're able to determine or get a read on the person's attitude and behavior, believe it or not, on a phone. So when you text, you kind of lose those elements because sometimes if due to autocorrect, reading levels and writing levels of people, there's a lot of miscommunications that happen with text, and there's a lot of memes and stories out there. So it actually, you should always start thinking about the end goal. Always start thinking about the end goal. So I agree. Calling is most definitely a skill set that you need to possess to be more successful, because it actually sets you apart from the normal people that are dating that are just relying solely on texting. Okay, he's a great conversationalist. Communication, we just discussed that. I 100% agree with that. He dresses and grooms himself impeccably. That's kind of like a modified version of something that we discussed earlier, but that's fine. Okay, he smiles a lot and is a positive person. I think we kind of mentioned that earlier before, so let's go with that. He doesn't chase, he attracts. Absolutely. So, a common misconception is when I talk to people that I've coached in the dating world and stuff like that, they often say, how do I attract or get this kind of woman? And the best approach to getting that kind of woman or is to kind of make yourself a better person. So it's kind of like you set the bar high for yourself and then you continue to try to hit those benchmarks. Okay, you're going to dress decently. Okay, you're going to have a man of purpose, which means you have a plan. You're not just going endlessly on multiple different dates. You have a certain amount of questions or stuff that you want to learn about that person or individual. Now, during those interactions, this should be communicated to this significant other person. So, things to think about. So, with that being said, by mastering those techniques and whatnot, you begin to attract the person that you're looking for. So, that's actually good. He understands a woman of value and can choose. Okay, he never lets rejection get to him. He doesn't turn into a 6-year-old boy whining and insulting a woman if she rejects him. Maybe he's tall, dark, and handsome, and she likes guys with light eyes and hair. He understands attraction is a very personal thing. He's polite to everyone and never makes a woman feel badly or wrong for politely declining his advances. Having the right attitude helps with that too. And what I can, and not going into tangents, but there's so much truth based on that. So yeah, sometimes women are notorious for screening guys. So they normally, what I consider, give them kind of like their form of the litmus test where they challenge them to see if they're going to say or do something. So when that normally happens, Sometimes she may reject the guy, and you have to be okay with that. You know what I mean? The best way to do is just shrug it off, take it on the chin, and just move on. It's okay. Don't have to be negative about it. Be like, hey, thank you for the opportunity. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully things work out with you. That's it. Okay? His car and home are tidy. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I think they kind of like jumped a little bit. I don't know if these are ordered in hierarchy, but I'll have them more or less towards the bottom. But being organized, being neat, being concise and consistent with your thoughts, that can't hurt you. He's fun, absolutely. Nobody wants to be with somebody boring. Think about it this way: most people that are dating or looking for a date or looking for their significant other work. What I hear often is most people go to their jobs and they get up, go to their jobs, whether it's work from home or go to the office, come back, probably work some more, go to sleep, wash, rinse, and repeat the cycle from Monday through Friday. And then sometimes they have like a weekend routine as well too. And and guess what? Life tends to get repetitive and boring at that point. Having somebody that's fun, high value, he's a fun person to be around. He works hard and plays hard. There's music, there's dancing, if there's karaoke and he's singing. Have a personality. Be somebody that's known for, you know, doing other things out there. So I agree with that. I agree with that. He's clear on his intentions. Men of purpose. Uh, you know, I strongly agree with that as well. He communicates clearly and effectively and makes his standards known. Absolutely. Because the idea of having a goal in mind is you have a certain kind of like a certain goal that you're striving for. I hate to use double words, but you have a purpose. So high value men have a purpose, okay? Because high value men understands that time is the most critical element that you're not be able to renew in this world. And he knows that much more better than the average Joe. Okay, he's well mannered. Okay, that's fine. He knows how to seduce a woman. And believe it or not, smooth, charming, and sexy and all that good stuff, believe it, do having high confidence and is backed up with results, that builds so much and charm and sexiness and attractiveness that goes without saying. You know what I mean? So, you ever said to yourself that you seem like a A-list celebrity and that person is probably ugly, but he has all these different women, dates, and whatnot? It's because they connote power being in their position and it's attractive. Women find guys that are more financially secure more attractive. It's proven. This results out in society that shows that, and who knows? I'm sure there'll be more studies to come. Okay, he locks down the next day before the current one ends. Oh, absolutely. And keep in mind, this is if you desire an additional date. Okay, he's in he's in touch throughout the day. Well, there has to be caveats to that. Okay, what I tend to say in regards to that is he has to let his intentions be known. Okay, that doesn't mean that he's going to text you 50 times or a million times a day, but at least lets her know that, hey, listen, I was thinking about you, or once or twice. Okay, and I wouldn't go beyond 2 times because then you start setting a precedent and people expect it every day And the moment you stop, then it becomes an issue. So I would also mention being consistent is very, very important to being a high value man. They know their worth. They know who their standards. They know who they want to fill that's the standard, and then they're consistent with how their standards, their approach, and how they conduct themselves inside that world. Okay, he's in touch. Okay, so when having cocktails, he gets her water. What I would more or less mention is just him being able to think about somebody besides himself is more or less the attractive part. So, to a certain extent, he shows the right amount of public display of affection. And this is a very good point too. So, and here's a problem. Here's a little bit of problem that I have with this itemized list, because let's break it down. Let's go to the last one, and then I'm going to go through each one of these 20 steps, and then really deconstruct it and give a thumbs up or thumbs down, and why I approve of it or why I don't. He seeks to understand women and doesn't bail on the first show of emotions, and absolutely, because women tend to be very emotional. Not that men aren't, but more guys are guided by analytics versus emotions, and women are more emotional. And there's scientific studies that prove it as well. Like men are from Mars, women are from Venus, kind of thing. And there's tons of stories as well as scientific data that proves that as well. Okay, so here's what I like about the 20 list. Let's go through them a little bit now. 20 traits for high value man. He commits to himself and others. Absolutely, he's honest. Okay, he puts forth an effort for a woman. I more or less would tailor that to being he puts effort into the end goal. What his end goal is I don't know if it's courtship, a wife, or a girlfriend. It's he understands that this is what he wants, so his actions are going to align with that approach. Okay, so I agree with that. He makes plans and follows through. Yep, that's kind of like one and the same, but they broke it up into two and three. He calls and doesn't rely solely on text. Absolutely. Here's a part of it that you need to think about it. That exudes confidence. Okay, most people would want to stay in the comfort zone, and men that take risks, men that jump, um, go outside of the boundaries, are always going to be sought after as being a little bit more attractive in the eyes of a woman, because a woman wants to know that when she's in your presence and is looking for you to be that provider or significant other to play that masculine role, what kind of risk are you going to take? Are you going to, is she going to feel protected and safe? Or are you confident? Okay. Now, when I was learning about psychology, I remember reading this study, and it was very telling. It said the difference between somebody that was like wishy-washy or unsure was like kind of 50-50. However, some alpha males, when it comes down to decision making, whether it's being right or wrong, was the same percentage. But what set the alpha males from the betas and the people that are wishy-washy or were unsure of themselves, or those kind of like beta personalities and whatnot, was the alpha man was confident in their decision. They picked a decision and chose a path, and they went down it, even if it was wrong. Now, the beauty of being wrong is if it's wrong, then there's something they could fix. If not, then they and more kudos to them for having picked the right path to begin with. So I like that approach. He is a great conversationalist. The best, I would say this, that is very nebulous in terms of you have to be good at communication. I'll just leave it there because communication stems on multiple different levels. Communication is now verbal, which is highly important. You need to be able to have that good conversation. And there's also that digital realm now. Now you got the text and the social media, and what kind of information you're putting out in the digital world is highly important. So that's something that needs to be you need to consider. So that makes sense. He dresses and grooms himself impeccably. Impeccably. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But I mean, it depends. That I'm not. I would say this. He has to. The way his actions and his behavior have to be aligned. That's what I would say. He needs to portray himself as being as true and genuine as he is. So I would kind of say that a little bit more. He smiles a lot and is a positive. I was trying to say his attitude has to be more aligned with his behavior. And he has to be socially aware of the two and make sure that they're aligned with each other and to basically make sure that that's being communicated to the other party. So that's good. Okay, he understands a woman of value can choose. In life, everybody has a choice. Even men of value, men that don't have value, and vice versa for the women. And he should be able to screen those kind of individuals from start to finish. So I think within the first date, he will practically know if this is wife material or if it isn't. So, I mean, let's just be very, 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 very honest about it. So, that's good. That's good. Okay. His car and home are tidy. You see, high value. I would agree that this is important, but high value, I would say that it's not just house and car tidy, it's a whole mind shift. Because when you have things organized, you're not, it's going to favor success favors certain behaviors and attitudes. You're not going to have a tidy, you're going to have, if you have a dirty car, you're not going to have a clean house. If you don't have a clean house, you're probably not going to have like organized financing and thought processing to make concise points and everything like that. So I would say having the right mentality and having making sure that everything should align perfectly is the best way to portray yourself and moving forward. So so far, I would agree with all this. He shows the right amount of public display of affection. I would say this much high value. Okay? The way he behaves is going to be aligned with what he wants. So that's important. That's very, very important. When having cocktails, he gets a water. That's so generic, but I would more or less preface it. I could easily cut down this list of 20 down to 10 and just really bullet point out what's really important. And we could do that right here too, okay? Okay, it's not doing it there. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, he commits to himself. So let's how to level up. So you know what? How to level up. Okay. So how does he do this? All right. He let's determine what's important for having a high value man. So he has to adapt the okay, he has to adapt the right mindset. So, and his behavior has to align with his mindset. Okay? And he has to be able to communicate. He has to be able to communicate. Communication has to be aligned. Okay? And then some people don't tend to think about it this way, but this is going to be highly important as well too. So his digital imprint has to also with the prior bullet points. I just want to make sure that my thing was working. All right, that's good. So right now we have several people on. Please let me know if you find a value. Give thumbs up if you finding value. If not, please let me know. This way I could keep going. If not, okay. Okay, how to level up being. So these are the basics, okay? These are the basics, all right? Now, how, now, I like what the article did, but I don't like what it did, all right? So what are traits? I don't want this one, I want the other one with the bullet points. Here we go. All right, Stu's traits for high value. All right. Okay, so he commits. I'm going to say yeah. Yep. Integrity. All right. My spelling is off today. All right. Integrity. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. He follows his plan. He follows his plan. Those lists of the ABCDs that he follows the ABCDs. He has a goal. Let's just say that's important. He needs to have a goal. Okay. He needs most. It's very important. Um. mm, He follows the ABCs of the last slide. And if you want me to take a look, there you go. That's what it is. Okay. Trying to see if this is pulling it up. What I'm struggling with is seeing. I'm trying to handle both screens right now, so if it looks kind of cattywampus, forgive me, okay? All right. It's kind of like how I have that black bar over my face, you know? But you know, show must go on. Show must go on, okay? I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna deal with it. We're gonna roll with the punches. He smiles a lot. Uh, you know, I'm not gonna say follow the ABCs. Excuse me. CD. Personality. Review. Okay. There we go. All right. Boom. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what I gotta do. Put my thumbs up, thumbs down because this thing is weird. You know, this is so odd. You know, whatever. He smiles a lot. This is. Um, he doesn't chase. He attracts. That is very true. He needs to be attract. Hmm. Something kind of worked there, but it didn't. Okay, so this is weird. Now I'm like totally black screen now, which is kind of weird. I don't know why it's doing this. You know, what is going on, man? Oh, okay, okay. I know why. I know why, people. I know why. I know why. I'm a moron. I am a complete moron, guys. I'm gonna go and fix this right now. Okay. All right, now, is this better? I tell you, I'm such a goofball, man, but whatever, man. Like I said, man, you just gotta enjoy this stuff, man. You can't make this stuff up, all right? So, check it. Okay, so where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Okay, so he has integrity. He follows his plans, has a goal. The ABCDs are aligned with his personality. And you know what? He follows his plan. And he is very consistent with with all of the above. Heck yeah, man. You gotta be following all of this, all right? And that's practically what sets a man, makes really a high value man. So here's the thing, okay? People are under the impression that high value men are, and what this post fails to really mention is there is kind of like a financial component to being a high value man, because take for example, you could have all of these great qualities, but if you work at McDonald's, you're not going to be sought as kind of a person that has confidence or as attractive to the opposite sex, you know, because we did see back there where they mentioned that a guy is supposed to attract and not chase the woman. And those kind of jobs won't really attract a woman. So, with that being said, with that being said, keep in mind that keep in mind, high value men are normally those guys that make in the high five figures and the six figures realm. Okay, so I would say anywhere from 80,000 a year to six figures, seven figure earners, and eight figure earners. The higher you go up in that bracket is the harder it is for you to find somebody that's going to fit those criteria. So there's most definitely the financial component. Oh, and to being a high value male. So those are what sets high value male apart. Now, for men, and this is very important. Okay, so what tends to happen is guys that are striving for a goal, whether it's to have a family, provide for their family, or give back to society, or some goal to own a company and scale it, or try to scale inside a corporate setting and working to get like a high degree or and all that good stuff. What you need to think about is this: those are your go-getters, and those are the kind of guys that women need to, if you find one of those and they have all these great components, you need to lock them down, because it's going to be harder to do once they become a little bit more established and the woman gets older. It's a little harder for them to really secure that guy. So unfortunately, that's just the way it works. Okay. But guys tend to increase their value as they get older. And let me tell you why. Often said is guys tend to mature slowly from women. Guys start to figure it out. They start to mature, they start to figure out what they want from life. And then once they figure out what they want, they tend to have actions that align with that. So with that happening is, if they are striving for a goal or something like that, then keep in mind that they are also are good chances are scaling in the financial realm as well too. So that's important and that's good. So those are guys tend to could level up to being a high value man really quickly. Unfortunately for women, it's a little bit harder, because women's value is more or less based on their youth. Unfortunately, it's and I'm just giving it from like a guy's perspective. Don't hate the messenger, hate the message, but their stock or value is never going to be as high as it is when they're younger, because what high value men tend to want from women is the ability to be kind of like that caregiver to the family, that support system, you know? So for a woman, leveling up, the best way for them to level up. So for a guy, it'll be to kind of like adapt the right kind of mentalities, strive for being able to provide, whether it's blue collar, white collar, and provide and be compensated financially for it, and make sure that your personality is aligned with your actions and all that good stuff as well. So for women, the best way for them to level up is by adapting. It's no different. However, from the ones that I listed, the A, B, C, and D's. However, they need to understand that the roles are different. High value men tend to want a woman that fits these set of criterias, okay? And women want a guy to fulfill these set of criterias. So, with that being said, that's kind of like what you to level up or leveling up for a woman is understanding what a high value man wants. And when you think of it from that standpoint, it's important for you to not be in your emotions or belittle them or have contempt for them if you don't agree with their thought process, because when you want to fit a certain kind of parameter that somebody else sets, you have to be open to hearing some of the negativities or the sheer fact that you may not meet those criterias or standards. So for a woman, most definitely it would behoove them or to have a plan in place. So if you really want to have a family or have that high value man take care of your family, you have to have those traits aligned with that said goal. So with that being said, I'll leave the forum open for anybody that has a discussion. I see that there's a couple people on. I need to know that you're finding value in everything that I'm saying, okay? But I want to make sure that there is a lot of communication that's being had and that you agree with me, what I say, was it wrong? You know, let me know what you think, man. Let me know. Let me know. So currently there's one viewer on. I'm hoping this person is like saying something. I'm just gonna be how to level up to. Oh, okay. All right. Just trying to see if I got it. And I'm trying to see if anybody is on. And I'm feeling that or woman. Okay, let me see. Okay. Man, I like this light, man. This, you can't get much better than using this. All right. So, okay. So let's see. Okay. I'm just checking Facebook right now, see who's online, see what people are saying. If you agree with me, disagree with me, hit me up in the comments below. Yeah. Okay. Okay, just checking out the phone. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, there's not much more conversations out there. All right. I think I got through most of the feed. Let's see. All right. All right. So I see somebody's on. I'll be curious to know what your thoughts or opinions are. So feel free to type in inside the chat room if you find value in this. If not, please let me know. What I plan on doing in the future is to really make more public. People know that I'm jumping on. This way, they know that the live feed is going, which is a good thing. It'll probably mean more people interacting and have any questions about some of what is being said. I know there's going to be a lot of people that challenge, which is probably going to be the norm. Yeah. Well, which is kind of okay. There we go. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, check it. You know what I could say is, all right. All right. Right. All right. I'm gonna just see if I could share this with people. All right. All right. All right. Let's see how this works, man. All right. So, posted a little feed. All right. So, I'm going to just leave the forum open. Hopefully, people will jump on. You know, I'm about to go into some of these groups and, try to see if we can get a healthy discussion. I'll probably keep the phone lines open for a little bit. See if we could get somebody talking. See if we could get some communication. All right. So let me tell you something. I have a few goals for 2021. Okay. I don't call them New Year's resolutions. I call them things that I plan on doing or want to do. So one of the things I want to do with the new year is I want to get like polish this whole platform a lot better. Okay. I want to polish this platform and get a lot of more feedback. And I'm also going to be bringing in some people to really challenge the thought, challenge some of the concepts and thoughts, and see if they agree with me or disagree with me. You know? All right. So right now I'm about to drop this link inside the group. And that's interesting. So right now I'm just all right, man. You know what's the funny thing about it? Jeez. Now that I'm getting kind of bigger now, it's funny how when you use some of these platforms that you have people that reach out to you that you know it from like your personal life and whatnot, you know. So I always find that intriguing. It's most definitely intriguing. Huh. Oh, okay. All right, dude. What do you do? So I'm just going through Facebook and whatnot, see if anybody would jump on, see if anybody's gonna jump on the stream, challenge your boy. It'd be nice to get kind of like that conversation going. All right, well, all right. Yep. You know, we got this going. Gotta go. All right. I'm gonna get some. So, like I was saying before, I really want to polish this platform. Okay. When I'm doing that, I'm going to be I'm going to be getting sound effects going with this thing. I'm also going to be bringing some people in from different platforms, really get some cross communication going, and really blow this platform up. Okay, so I'm actually going to pay some money for some advertisement to really get the word out there for those people that are like really looking for advice or help, and try to be consistent where I'm jumping on this platform and really discussing some of the material. Okay, so right now it's been pretty quiet. For those people that are in attendance, I want to say thank you so much. I'm just going to sit on here and just wait to see if somebody jumps on, challenges me. See if we can have like a good scintillating conversation. That would be pretty cool. Ouch. You know, I don't like the way this went down, man. I what I generally like to do is, all right, so nobody has jumped on. I'm just gonna bid everybody adieu. Thank you. thank you. I see people constantly coming to these feeds, and if you have not subscribed, please click the little subscribe button right there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's right there. Subscribe button. It's right here. Right here. Subscribe. This way, I'm able to provide you some content that's valuable. Okay, you get some people that So I would love to get your feedback. Hear people saying stuff. Want people to challenge me. Say, no, you're a moron, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. Why should we listen to you? Well, to be honest with you, I'll get you results. That's the bottom line. And I'm here to help anybody that is lacking in that department. Spend a little time with me, and you start to see some results if you follow what I teach. That is a promise that I can assure you. And with that being said, I'm thinking about just shutting it down right now. Thank you, everyone, for everything. Tomorrow marks the end of 2020. And I know a lot of people are just thrilled that this year is about to end. But how do you want to start the new year off? Do you want to start the new year off finding that special person? Then most definitely you need to create a game plan, take the right steps. And if you need some support and help with that, then most definitely this is the platform to come to. Okay? So if you have questions, I mean, if you're dating and you don't know why he didn't call or she didn't call or have any questions, then this is most definitely the forum for you. Most definitely the forum for you. And yeah, this is great. This is great. This is awesome. So hopefully I get to see you guys in the following week. And I'm thinking about just trying to like put out like some kind of communication. This way I have more feedback, more people show up, more people are engaging and interacting and whatnot. So that'll be spectacular. All right. So don't make resolutions, make plans, and make goals because you can actually achieve them with this new year. So if you're looking for love or looking to find your significant other, then this is the platform to come. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment below and challenge me at any junction of the video. And hopefully you find some value in some of this. All right. So take care. Thou Stew.